So first let's have a look at Abraham Maslow and his biography. Well, he was born April the 1st in 1908 in New York. He died June the 8th, 1970 in California. He was an American. His specialist field was psychology. He was one of the founders of the humanistic psychology movement. He coined the term third force in psychology, and the key idea that we're going to look at today is the triangle of self-actualization. Maslow's assumptions. Well, Maslow believed that human nature is basically good, not evil, and that normal human development involves the actualization of this inherent goodness. In other words, Maslow believed that we were basically good and that we would try to show that in every way possible as part of a natural human given, if you like, the fact human beings were basically good. The central human motive, Maslow believed, was self-actualization, and that could be seen as the peak of human achievement. Now, not everyone can do everything, but we're nearly all able to achieve more than we think we can. And if you look back over your past, you may very well say, I never realised I could do that. It could be an exam, it could be a sports event, could be cooking something, could be anything. But if you've achieved what you've done and you initially believed you couldn't do it, then you've kind of proven Maslow's theory right, that you're able to achieve more than you believed you could do. Maslow coined the term hierarchy of needs, which we're going to look at in a minute, and these are physiological needs, safety needs, love, esteem, and finally self-actualization. And this is best viewed, his best known work is the triangle of self-actualization, and we're going to look at that now. So right at the base of the triangle of the human condition is physiological or survival needs. That's probably better described as the things we need to survive right here, right now. Air, water, food, excretion and sex. And when I talk about sex, I'm talking about reproduction. And these are the very basic elements that every human being needs to survive. And they're not interchangeable. Could you interchange air for water? Well, you could, but you wouldn't live very long. You need air sooner than you need water. So this idea that everything is in its place. You need air, then you need water, then you need food, and then you need excretion. So there's the idea that the physiological needs cannot be exchanged. Most needs have to do with survival, either physically or psychologically. So this is a theory of personality that Maslow's talking about. And he's talking about how we survive in the world, how we make our way in the world, and survive it either physically or mentally. The next part of the triangle is safety needs, and Maslow would identify that as shelter or protection. On the whole, an individual cannot satisfy the level above unless the level below is in place. So let me ask you this question. If we took air, water, food away, would shelter be something you'd need immediately? Well, probably not. If you took air away, you'd be more interested in getting air than you would shelter and protection. The next level of the triangle is love, affection and belongingness needs. It's probably better described as intimacy. This is where we have friends, work colleagues, people that we can share our intimate selves with. It's also about perhaps finding a lover or someone you can be intimate with. And finally, esteem needs. Well, Maslow would talk about esteem needs in terms of respect. And indeed, respect can be gained from many areas. It could be the work you do. It could be the person you are, the type of person you are. It could be hobbies that you have. It could be just how you are with people. But Maslow identified that respect was quite a high order on the triangle. And finally, self-actualization, being everything you can be. Now, when Maslow invented this triangle or developed it, he believed that you would come to the end of it, and like a triangle, it would finish. The peak of it would stop. But most modern observers would say that actually we keep going. And if you think of any profession now, we do continuum professional development. So self-actualization in terms of teaching, for instance, would be more development on how you teach, how you develop your teaching. It's counselling, it's understanding modalities, doing workshops or reading about different forms of therapy and developing yourself to be a better practitioner or to be a more effective practitioner. Maslow emphasised that self-actualization is a healthy individual's prime motivation. So Maslow believed that we would all try to gain to be the best we could be, whichever way that was. So if it was an athlete, it might be someone who tried to run longer or faster. If it was a painter, to paint in a way that was more accessible to people or meant more. There's a whole panoply of ways where human beings can try and be the best they can be. Maslow's hierarchy of needs can be described in a slightly more straightforward way. I am comfortable, I am safe, I belong, I am known, I am me. And the peak of the pyramid would be about your own spirituality. That doesn't mean religious spirituality, although it could for some people. It's possibly about how you see the world and your place in it, about being mindful and reflective of who you are.